And welcome back.
Wait, we weren't even recording. I could have just told them. If you
We
were
are recording. We were recording this whole thing. Yeah.
You click the record button.
Fuck.
Like the.
Welcome back to Broke Show Friday podcast, guys. If you guys are on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review on Spotify. If you do, it'll share it with people that have similar interests. If you guys are watching the shorts, fucking blow up the shorts, dude. Today, a script reading. The Elon Musk script. Can you pull that up, Michael?
Michael?
I don't fucking have what?
Where's your phone? Come on, man.
hand.
You
Tu
don't have-
teléfono.
Telefonation.
I haven't done the fucking voice in a long. Dude, did you hear the new voice in the show?
Yeah.
No, I hate it. I hate it. I
Shut
hate
the
it,
fuck up.
dude.
Shut the
I
fuck up.
hate it. They could have gotten someone better. They could have gotten someone.
the
Sorry,
fuck
Andres,
up.
but like, I'm pissed.
Because I remember because Lemon Grab was him, and then they
But they could. There's so many people who can do
I
the
know.
voice, and they got
I
someone
know.
that's shitty, in my
I don't
opinion.
know. They just get a professional actor that had like 3 IMDb's.
Which one
and
is
they're
it?
like,
Which one is it?
I don't think it's shitty.
Nah, it's
but-
pretty shitty, dude. Because
I
Okay.
wanted because there's people that sound more like him. You get me?
Yeah.
What is he gonna do? Be like, oh, that sounds like my voice too much? Not really. It's not his real voice. It's his voice that he's making. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't like it, dude. That's Lemongrass voice. They gotta get someone. No.
All right,
It's like-
guys.
it's like, have
This
you guys
is
seen
a
the new
script
Futurama?
that Walter came up with? We're gonna do it, and if it's no good, he'll cut it out. Don't worry, guys.
All right. This will
It's
never
a-
see the light of day. We will bury
Exactly.
this in the
Oh,
archives.
you guys share your phone with Edward because Edward's the narrator.
I'm in there?
Elon Musk drama script. Ready? Edward, you're the narrator.
Oh. We're coming to you live from the press conference
Okay,
of
a
Elon
little
Musk.
louder, a little louder, just to.
Hey, man.
Okay, go.
We're coming to you live from the press conference with Elon Musk defending his position on the Russia-Ukraine war. What the fuck?
I think we can all agree that we need peace on both sides.
Oh shit.
Uh huh.
Of course, Mr. Musk. But how do you explain your actions?
That sounds like
Disabling Ukraine's
That's
internet
not-
was an oopsie on my part. Edward.
The assistant behind the curtain pokes his head out.
And then you whisper to me.
Should I turn it back on?
No, not yet.
Who's behind the curtain?
Nobody. Next question.
Okay, Mr. Musk. What about your comments about the trans community?
What do you mean?
Well, you're openly against then getting gender-affirming procedures in life-saving medicine.
I am not. Narrator.
The next pump and dump is ready.
No. Wrong one. He's got the
Oh.
his assistant. Huh?
Oh, the next pump and dump is ready.
No, his assistant.
Oh.
Yeah.
His assistant walks over. His assistant walks over, showing the anti-trans tweet he prepared.
Yes, that's fine. Post it. Michael.
Oh, what? Where am I? Where is it at? Right here? And?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you have to say about the millions of people who've lost their lives? Saving Sadalcorn.
I think you should double down, but because Dodge is going to the moon, baby. And then that's what it was.
The next pump and dump scheme is ready.
Mr. Musk, could you hear both of the entire time?
It says we could hear both of you, bro.
Dude, I'm fucking...
You're fucking faded?
I'm
Yeah.
fucking... No, I'm not fucking faded. That's just how I read.
Okay.
I'm fucking retarded.
Absolutely not. Okay, thank you. Great. That was great. All right.
All right. We'll put that somewhere.
I have that thing where like I
Make that into a
read
short.
the thing ahead and I say certain fucking words because that's what it shows up. But then I
Dyslexia?
have to read it again over. No, it's like an ADHD thing
No, it's
where you have to
dyslexia.
read over and over.
Dyslexia.
No, dyslexia.
It happens to me.
Dyslexia isn't dyslexia where the words are mumbled.
No. You can
Well,
either
it-
flip words or you skip ahead without. It's just
Yeah.
This is a problem with reading.
Yeah. Reading issues.
I have dyslexia.
Skill diff.
Yeah. Get good, noob.
All right, guys.
But as Michael can attest, every time I try to type his name out, that happens to me a lot too. I always put the E before
No,
the
I
A.
fucking hate that, dude. People
Yeah.
that put my
So,
shit like
guys,
that. Michael, it's like Michiel
Watch
or
this.
Machayo. Michiel.
What?
What are we watching?
Olives here. There are no olives here.
Oh, it's the lady that's scared of olives, or
Olives?
Pobrecita.
Wait a second. Let me ask you something. My God, you're holding onto my hand. He's going to pull it off. Sally. Black olives or green olives? Any kind. Doesn't matter. Okay. Why olives?
Because they remind me of dead people.
Why do they remind you of dead?
My grandfather sat up in his coffin and looked at me when he died.
And so he looked up
That's so
at you when
sad,
he died
With green eyes.
with green eyes.
You think it's an actor or she's
How old
actually
were
scared
you
of
when
olives,
this
dude?
happened? 7. And you really believe?
I mean, they
that your
could all be just
grandfather
acting.
Came right up out of his coffin, and he had green eyes.
did.
And ever since then, you've been scared of olives.
Olives are
She's
fucking.
like trembling though.
Olives are delicious.
Okay. Now, you can't even go down the aisle of a grocery
I like
store.
them on sandwiches.
Watch.
I hate olives.
Mary, you
Dude,
won't
you're
let
an
go
olive.
of me. Bring out the olive.
Olive fears. Oh my god, no.
That's terrible. There's no way, dude.
Nobody
Sally.
like that.
There's no way. Olives?
If she's actually afraid of olives, I think this is absolutely horrible.
That's fucking terrible.
It's fucking so absolutely horrible.
But remember, this is classic trash daytime television. You got Maury, you got Jerry Springer, you got the other guy who made them fight. Let's see. Daytime television.
yeah, man. Like,
Dr.
okay,
Phil?
like if it's fake, okay, whatever. But like, if she's
Wendy
actually that
Williams.
afraid of olives, it's absolutely terrible too.
Andres,
Yeah.
you're a bitch.
Jerry Springer. Phil McGraw, that's his fucking name. Dr. Phil's name
McGraw?
is Phil McGraw. What the fuck?
Mm-mm.
Where's the
You're
other
lying.
one?
He's not a doctor anymore.
Oh yes, he's just Phil McGraw. I
He's
forgot.
just Phil McGraw now.
$400 million. Yeah, so there was another guy. I can't remember his name. Let me see.
Yeah, no, that was just
What's the next topic,
that was
dude?
hard
was the
to
other one?
watch. I'm not gonna lie. That wasn't cringe. It was hard to
Jerry
watch.
is like Maury. They
Maury,
have Jerry
Jerry.
Springer. Fuck, what's that? other
It's
guy's name?
there's that one dude that is like bald. He's got to go.
Yeah.
You know the motherfucker I'm talking about.
Montel Williams.
Montel
also.
Williams. Yes. I remember this bullshit. He had like a whole
Yeah.
like trucker theme. Oh no, this is a different one.
No. So this is the black guy that does it too. But I remember the white
The white guy
white
with
guy,
like the
yeah.
goatee.
television host. Steve Wilkos
Steve
show.
Wilkos, yes.
Steve Wilkos
Steve
show.
Wilkos.
What irrational fears do you guys have and phobias?
Well, yeah, that was what we were going to be leading into, right? Because that lady
Yeah.
is irrationally afraid, right, of the olives.
Or she's acting.
Well, so it looked, I don't know, to me it looked kind of genuine because of how she was like trembling.
You could-
and she was crying. And stuff. I know, right?
I don't know, it can be.
But the way she just like that primal scream when he's like, "Bring
Dude.
out the olives."
I don't
Maury-
believe it. I don't believe it. I don't
Maury
believe it.
sounded
How is it
actually
olives?
pissed.
How is it olives?
So she said that she's been afraid of them because when she was 7, she saw her grandpa dead in the coffin, and he sat up, and his eyes looked green. Obviously, I don't think the sitting up part
That
was
is-
right? But
Yeah, but it's probably never just that, right? Like she
But
could
how-
already have trauma, or she could already be mentally unstable, making her susceptible to certain types of things.
Certain-
oh,
thing?
dead bodies can
Yeah.
sit up in
Oh shit, no,
caskets.
hell no. If it actually can, like if a dead body just like through some mixture of gases or whatever comes back and grabs your arm, fuck yeah, I'd be afraid of whatever the
Well,
fuck
it
that
didn't
looked
grab
like.
her. It didn't grab her, but they can twitch or whatever.
Oh, okay.
All
They
right.
can twitch.
Just like
Oh, bodies do not sit up. Huh. I don't know.
oh, okay.
Okay, well, I don't know, man.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
I was gonna say that's so much more fucking like believable if like a dead body can just like through like gases constrict
Look
or
at the
something
way
and
this
just
guy
like
was
grab
buried,
you.
by the way, in a Green Lantern outfit. What am I watching? These are all dead people. This is their funerals.
God.
That's-
Yo!
That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty cool.
That's not even a high quality.
They're gonna
Green
get
Lantern.
Andres
Yeah,
just
they
sitting.
should have got him a better.
They're gonna
quality
get Andres
Green
sitting
Lantern.
down right here playing
Like this.
fucking League, sweating,
They're,
yelling.
they're gonna have me dead. I don't know.
They're gonna have you. Hey, this is my script. I need to know what's next.
You're gonna get on your phone and watch some
Guys, stop
TikToks.
fight.
All right. So, yeah. So, what irrational fears or phobias do you have?
I have an irrational fear of your face. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I have to think about it. Come back to me. What's your irrational fear?
Mine's used to be, and I
Wait,
think
is
we
it-
all know this.
wait.
Mine used to be Chucky.
Chucky.
I used to
Oh.
be irrationally
Chucky.
afraid of Chucky.
Not anymore. So if we hired a little.
So if I
person-
brought a little Chucky doll,
Bro, I swear to God, I will punt that motherfucker.
So you are
far.
still all right.
No,
So
I'm not afraid
still.
of it. But it's
Uh-huh.
like
Andres
like
is
I've
a-
seen the TV show.
Andres
The TV show
Andres
that
has an
Mario
irrational fear of places that don't have restrooms.
No, that's called
roaches.
Yeah, roaches. See,
Roaches.
Edward knows.
Roaches.
Roaches.
Irrational fear of roaches. Yeah, I still turn to a little girl when I
When you see a roach,
Yep. Cannot. Will not.
I don't think I have I don't have Chucky anymore. I don't have anything that I'm like irrationally afraid
like
of.
what's
I don't
like,
Chucky
but what's
anymore.
like an irrational fear? You know, like or just a
Irrational
fear,
No, no.
of something.
It's called an irrational fear because it doesn't make any sense for me to be afraid of a roach.
the
These are
response
small.
A roach is-
the response
I feel like
isn't,
that's rational to be afraid of a roach.
Being
Yeah,
like
no,
not
no.
wanting to touch it, being grossed out is natural. Being actively afraid of them,
Yeah,
to
I
the
will
point
not
you don't want to
step on
squish
them.
them.
I
yeah.
will run away. I will call my girl and go, "Can you step on the roach, please?"
So
It's-
something that
it's a
makes you run away,
disproportionate-
something
no,
that
no.
makes you freak out.
Irrational.
Disproportionate response. So if
Yeah.
your reaction to the stimuli is different from what a normal one should be,
Uh-huh.
because
But what's
you know,
what constitutes to
Okay,
for
so
a normal response?
reaction to a roach coming, you go, "Ew," and then you step on it.
yeah.
Me.
You think that's a normal response? You don't
Yeah.
think a normal response would be like, I don't want to touch it, and then you kind of freaked out
Yeah,
about it?
that's the
a
one.
little
Ah.
bit, yeah. You
know, then you
Because it's a roach. It's a
initially-
roach, dude.
Yeah,
It's
initially you because you know how dirty it is. You recoil and then you step on it because you have a shoe
It's like
separating you.
okay, look, it's like this. It's like I forget who. Crystal's dad doesn't like rats. None of us nobody really likes rats. Rats are fucking gross. But this
Yeah.
guy will stomp a fucking rat. I won't stomp a rat because I think that's like but I also won't run away from it. So
Yeah, but
like,
that's the appropriate
so
response
what's
for the rat.
Yeah.
Yours is the appropriate response for
but
the
I
rat.
wouldn't stomp on it. You see, that's like whoa.
Yeah, but that's different. The rats are bigger. They're much more frightening. They're much more likely to damage you. They can bite you. They can spread rabies on you, spread diseases. They're much
Rational?
more threatening than a roach. Like that's not to say that they're like these big scary monsters that are gonna come and eat your family, but
Yeah.
they are more
so
scary than
irrational
a roach.
fear would be then
like small spaces, right? You know how some people like if they go into a little tube in McDonald's, they're like, "I can't."
they
breathe,"
hyperventilate or something?
Irrational, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no reason for you to be scared when you know there's an exit. If someone gets trapped at the bottom of a cave, okay, that's rational.
Yeah.
that one makes
Okay.
sense. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So what's your irrational
fuck.
fear, right?
Damn.
Like when you were a little kid and you were swimming in a pool and you're
Little
like,
kid
what
or
if-
right
what-
now?
What if a
More
shark came
irrational.
out? you know,
right
like
now,
that?
but like
Because when I was a kid, I had everything was like an irrational fear when I was small. But
What?
like right now, like
What was your irrational fear?
dude, I was scared of the dark. I was scared of like the ocean. I was scared of
That's
I was
that's
scared of
normal.
elevators. I was scared of
I was never scared of
escalators.
elevators.
I was scared
I'll
of
fight an elevator right now.
dude, almost anything, dude.
Okay.
When I was small, but now I can't think of
Oh.
heights. Like if I'm
You're
yes.
irrationally
no
afraid
no
of
no
heights?
no look
Okay,
look
okay.
so look so
I
so,
can't hear you.
so if we're like in a high place somewhere,
Yeah.
whatever, it's like a cliff or like a balcony
driving
or,
in a mountain
or
range
a
or
balcony and we can look over and it's like a cliff over it.
Yeah.
I cannot look over it without my whole body like shutting down and my
That's-
dick
Yeah,
feeling like
that's-
it's going inside my body, dude.
Yeah.
And then
Okay,
what's
yeah.
worse, if I see someone that I care about or a friend leaning over, like their head over like that,
Yeah.
I'm also like fuck, like my the same thing, like get the
Okay.
fuck away from there, dude. Like I
Okay.
freak the fuck out.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's it.
Because like when you look over, you have that natural like there is a natural instinct. You have like oh shit, I'm high up, right?
But you understand that you're on
No,
solid
it's like
ground.
it's like it's
but,
like
but that yes, that's an extension.
it's like it makes my
of-
whole body just fuck, like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in shock. Like
So
oh
do
my
you
god,
think you
don't
go
do
on
that,
one of those glass things in like China?
dude. No, I cannot. No,
me
I
see.
cannot. The glass
The
fucking
glass
walk
bridge?
things.
Nah, low-key, I would be scared of that shit too. Each way, I'd be like tiptoeing, like I'd be putting a
No,
foot
'Cause it was made in
fucking way.
China.
Where's the railing at, dude? Where's the metal thing underneath it? Nothing. It's just glass.
support beams.
Watch.
I mean, they're structurally sound. It's just
I know, but it's like it's glass. You know, it's the fact that it's
this glass.
oh shit,
There
It's
is there's
also-
really
dude. I'd be on that fucking concrete part. That's what I would be standing on.
All right. Well, it's not in English, so we'll just overlay.
Yeah,
it
I'd be
later.
on
But
the
look,
beams. The
But
same
it's funny.
thing.
You see the difference? How even little girls kind of like, you know. But yeah, I mean,
I mean,
but
that's
super
is that
thick
irrational
glass.
or is that just
Yeah.
scared of heights?
I don't know if that's irrational to be fair, because again, they're taking multiple.
I feel
safety
like
measures.
everyone kind of has to ignore it a little bit to not be freaked out.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
get
yeah.
me?
But remember, they're not gonna make a tourist attraction that's deadly on purpose. You know.
Yeah.
So it's gonna have. It's
I wouldn't
gonna
say
have-
that.
Yeah, they make tourists. There's deadly tourist
Yeah,
attractions.
No, no, I know.
on purpose. But some
They're gonna have more
some,
safety measures than a normal. Oh, we just built the bridge. You know, you get what I mean?
Dude, I can go to like, I forget where in like the Sequoia where I it's like you can go up some stairs a bit and it's like you can see the entire like
California.
forest, dude, and it's just the railing and nothing like for me to jump over and just that's it. It's so high up that
And your
I can
intrusive
just die.
thoughts go in and
Dude,
you're
it
like,
was so
"Dude,
scary.
I could just
I couldn't look over the railing that much. That would freak me out.
That's how I am sometimes when I'm driving.
Yeah.
I'll have like a lot of intrusive thoughts.
I have
I'll be
too
like,
many.
oh wow, if I turn the steering wheel 1 degree to the left, I'm gonna careen into
Head,
the
into the trailer or whatever is coming.
Yeah, or whatever.
Head-on
the fuck.
collision.
There's a French word. It's called the call of the void. L'appel du vide. It's a French phrase used to refer to intellectual suicidal thoughts or the urge to engage in self-destructive suicidal behaviors during everyday life, right?
Yeah,
It's
I get
not-
that a lot.
It's not like, oh my god, my life is terrible, I have to kill myself to cure. It's like, if I turn right here, I could hit that bus full of kids and then they'll all die. And then you go, okay, what am I doing?
And then I go to prison. Yeah.
You
Like,
start analyzing your life and you're like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
but if I murdered that guy, would they really find out? Okay, well, this camera here, blah, blah, blah. And it's the intellectual way. It's not like, I gotta die, you know?
yeah, that goes through my head like multiple times a day.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that everyone has a certain degree of that. The only problem is when you can't differentiate that from like reality and or you know,
No, dude.
So do you think you are your thoughts or you are your actions?
your actions. Because
Right.
remember, we did talk about this, how there's intent and there's the actual action, right?
Yeah.
If I intend something but it ends up hurting someone and I didn't realize it, and then they voice that it hurt them, and I'm like, oh, but that wasn't my intention. Well, ultimately the intent doesn't really matter because the action is what happens, you know?
A really good example, but also extreme example is, by punching you, I intended to save your life. You know, you're just standing there.
No, because that's not really that's not really an intent.
How,
It's like,
how did you intend to save his life?
no. Okay, like it's like
That's why it's like an extreme like
no, CPR.
top of the lid.
I broke your ribs, but I was trying to save your life, you know? Like that.
Oh, just let me die.
No.
CPR is a bad example because you have the Good Samaritan laws.
No, but you get what I mean, right? How,
Yeah.
I did not intend to break your ribs. I was trying to save your life.
Just let me die.
That's
Don't
how
break
it
my
goes.
ribs, dude.
Don't break my ribs.
Don't break my ribs.
If my
just let
ribs,
me-
broken ribs are an inconvenience, but death, sweet relief.
Yes,
Sweet,
just
sweet,
I don't want. I don't want to be. Just you hear that, and then it's just your ribs are caved into your chest. It's like fuck.
Forever, because
Fuck.
your ribs do not heal.
No.
So
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
No, dude, just let me die, dude. What the fuck?
Broken rib repair. So there's no actual way to repair your broken ribs. They don't repair themselves.
They just plate them on, they weld them on,
So
they weld them
you
together.
don't need treatment other than rest, ice, and breathing exercises. What does doctor do for broken rib? Yeah, it's just I don't know.
That sucks,
They'll
dude.
heal on their own within 6 weeks. Just kidding, they will.
Ah,
I think it's a sternum.
L.
I think it's a
Dude.
sternum. I don't
Science
remember,
checked.
I don't remember what it was. Oh, a cracked rib, not a fractured one.
Oh.
Yeah, if a rib cracks or something, they just leave it.
I wish we can grow back limbs like lizards, dude.
I too wish that.
Even if it comes back all ugly and like nasty looking, at least it's still,
Or it's like a different shade.
yeah,
It comes, like,
it doesn't
black or
matter.
something.
Yeah, it's fine because it's or whiter. You get me? Like whatever.
It would probably.
Or like burn, you know how a burn
Like
victim
pink,
has
maybe?
an arm? Yeah.
I was gonna say
It's
it'd probably
new
come back a
flesh.
little bit more pinkish,
Yeah,
right?
'cause it's
Because
new
Even
flesh.
then, I'd
It's
be
new
okay with
flesh.
it. I'd be okay with
your
it.
arm
Dude.
would just be pale because that's like your true skin color or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So you'd be like, you're like, all right.
So you're
For
saying
me-
everyone's
for me, it'd
white?
Probably come out
Yep.
yellow.
So you're saying
because
everyone's
I was born
white?
with jaundice.
Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Everyone's white.
Yep.
Underneath.
Yep. You seen black people with vitiligo? They're white underneath. Peel back those chocolate layers to reveal the white chocolate underneath. Good.
Anyways, I was born with jaundice.
It's your liver not working. So, you said, what's your irrational fear then besides Chucky?
Oh, I never said mine.
Chucky counts, but
No, well, I'm not really scared of Chucky
so
anymore.
you're telling me if we got a little person to run at you like Chucky, you wouldn't be scared enough that you would kick it.
If I
Instead of
paid
going,
some
"Ah,"
guy, some
you're like,
motherfucker to wear a mask and chase after you, like
No, but I would be like,
But
who
isn't Chucky
did
like
this?
a little? It would be like a little midget dude chasing you.
little person? Yep.
little person, yeah.
So he'd be like,
You still be scared?
"Eh."
You still scared?
I
of
would
a-
crack up probably within that case, right? If someone's dressed up like Leatherface, I'd be like, "Whoa, that's pretty cool, right?" Unless they're wielding
And
an
then they
actual
bring a
chainsaw.
fucking
Exactly.
yeah,
Like
like
Juju
come on.
You're right.
The Jijivu.
So what
Coming
irrational
after
fear?
you with Leatherface.
What other one? What you got?
Aside from that, I honestly don't think I'm irrationally afraid
The
of anything
ocean.
in particular. Unless we're talking about like existential dread or something. I don't think I'm irrationally afraid of
The
of
ocean,
anything.
because you can't swim.
No, dude, I go in so
You
far.
learned how to
deeper into
swim?
No, well, I don't know.
So if
how
I
to
throw
swim.
you in the middle of the
But-
Pacific Ocean, you'd be okay with it.
Well, like if I'm in the middle of the Pacific Ocean and I can't swim, that's not really irrational.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
imminent death. Like, oh, we're talking about like.
Are you irrationally afraid of bullets? But if I shoot you,
Like no. Like when me and Noosh go to the beach, I go farther out than she does. She only likes the water to come up to like about her like thigh or something, or like her waist at most, and I go all the way up and like the water is like at my shoulders, and I
you'll
let
get
the wave
pulled out
like,
by a rip current, dude.
I get like the way like as long as I can still stand, you know what I mean?
Edward
like,
drowned at
like-
the age.
Like as long as I can still stand on my feet, like it can be like
I don't like the beach. I don't like the ocean. I don't
I
like
like
it.
let the water like throw me back to the shore, and I'm just like
Editor's
then I go back
editor's note: Edward drowned 2 hours after recording this in Malibu Beach.
however that filter is.
Yeah, rest in peace. Wasted. All right. So if you could choose non-superhero characters from a show to work together to prevent a historic event, who would you choose?
How would we get how could we get non superhero characters to
it's
stop
always,
9/11?
It's always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Wait.
Seinfeld, etc.
Say it. What? Any historical event? Anything
Prevent
at
a
all?
historic event.
that's so broad.
Let's name historic
Yeah,
events
that's
in the
like-
last 20 years.
That's like anything.
Like there's like they could like yeah.
That's anything, man.
Anyone could.
See, the reason we came up with this question was because that 9/11 question, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's 9/11.
Does he want to
to
say 9/11? Does he want to say what characters would prevent 9/11?
The Unabomber. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. What character?
non-superhero TV characters.
Yes.
Sheldon.
What counts as a superhero though? You get me? Like,
No,
cause
that's because we're
like
talking about like sitcoms and stuff. We're not talking about like
Superman,
superheroes
Ben
or Ben
10,
10. Yeah.
okay, so nobody
Green
with
Lantern.
powers
And
of
not
any
Nathan
kind.
Jake. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
talking about like
yeah.
sitcom characters. Do you think
Sitcom
JD
characters.
Well, not
could do
just
it?
not just sitcoms, but like
TV shows.
TV shows, yeah.
Like,
I'm not gonna be like Arrow because that's a superhero.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if I
yeah.
say Sheldon, okay, I can back it up because Sheldon's a scientist.
what
he's
about
smart,
supernatural
blah, blah,
guys? Because they're not really
it's not just
superheroes.
about
Superheroes,
it's not
technically
just about
still
like whether
superheroes.
would, but it's like how they would too. You got to give
He
your
would
reasoning
annoy
behind
the
it.
shit out of them, and then they would kill themselves.
Like how would we
Oh
find
my
how would
God.
we find out about the attack?
They'd be like,
how would they?
I heard a clock ticking, and there's not supposed to be any clocks on here. So who here has a mechanical clock? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? And it would be Kid Sheldon doing this, young Sheldon doing this too.
Kid Sheldon and young Sheldon. I mean, regular
young-
Sheldon and Kid Sheldon teaming up together.
So I invented time travel, and we're going back in time to save everyone from 9/11. And I'm going to be inviting young Sheldon. Preposterous! You cannot be older me. You must simply be a pedophile after my pussy. You're sure? Time travel was proven impossible. Well, you actually invented in the future and come back and rape yourself. What? What? Well, I think we've had enough of young Sheldon for 17 seasons.
No, I don't, because like
Dude, they've won Emmys, but
they're funny.
Dude,
They're-
I see Young Sheldon
Dude,
fucking
I
show
don't
on my
care.
timeline
Look,
on TikTok all
here's-
the fucking time.
dude, Andres,
for no reason.
my
It's so
opinion,
annoying.
I don't really
What?
care for
9/11.
art critics and like Emmys and like any of those like things
Well-
that constitute what they feel is the best art or the best entertainment.
Grammys,
I don't-
Grammys are for sure rigged. Emmys
So are
are,
Emmys.
for the most part, though.
They have those
the stuff-
campaigns.
I know.
The for your consideration
I
campaigns.
know, of course. But for the most part, I want to say probably like 80% of Emmys are deserved. The other 20% are like Black Panther winning Best Picture, and it's like, really, that one kind of seems like, well, like that was a campaign or whatever, right? But I want to say
Netflix is famous for doing those campaigns. Fucking like 4 of their shows early on when they were trying to shift over. Like Adam Conover did a whole episode on this. This shit is like this goes deep. It's like interesting.
Well,
Quickly look up Adam Conover on.
We're gonna get on a whole tangent.
Okay,
so.
okay.
What other Emmys? What other Emmys have you?
I can't think of any characters that are cool enough.
I'm the one that like came up with this question kinda, and I am completely blanking on the characters I wanted to talk about. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, let's say
Hold on, give me-
George Costanza is on the 9/11
No,
plane. How does he
George
stop it?
Costanza.
Yeah, Jerry, they had bums. Jerry, you don't understand.
Jerry.
Well, what's the deal?
I had
with
to pee on
putting
the bomb.
With planting a bomb on an airplane. I can't get a little scissor through the metal detector, but they sneaked in the whole bomb? Is that why they're called plastic explosives? Michael,
Nah,
take
this
over.
is a shit question, dude.
It's not.
Who's the fucking? Because then if we're
else?
just doing sitcoms.
What if the gang? How would the gang have inadvertently caused 9/11?
Yeah.
How about that?
How about that?
Wait,
They probably invested.
is it to prevent historical?
I've just changed the question. I changed it.
So they just
Pray
my
I do not
show.
change it any further.
Pray I do not change it any further. This is my show, okay? And if you start talking back to me, I have no problem getting on my phone. I have tons of games on my phone. I've got the newest phone, and I know that all my
I have
pictures...
Baldur's Gate 3 on my phone.
Exactly. So,
I think Drake and Josh.
how would Drake and
Ooh,
Josh
yes.
react to 9/11? To the hijackers? Go,
How would they react?
How'd they stop him?
Josh.
Josh.
Are you telling me that you did not bring along the...
No, see, I can't think.
Yeah, I can't think of anything either. I was gonna say the door thing again, but
Nah. Damn, this went nowhere.
Yeah, see, it's,
I think that I completely blanked on the ones that I wanted to talk about because I thought they
see
were
what
funny.
happens when you're high. All right, guys. Do you have ADHD?
You're not even high, dude. Come on, make up with it. Come on.
ADHD.
Come on.
Who is it for? Is it accurate? Who is this quiz for? This short
Who is your
free
mother?
ADHD test is meant for anyone who thinks they may benefit from an evaluation for ADHD. The statements in this quiz can help you figure out whether you might need support of a mental health professional for the symptoms you've been experiencing. A therapist or psychiatrist can also help you determine if your issues may be a symptom of a different mental health condition and recommend a treatment plan if necessary. Does that make sense?
No.
Start speaking gibberish. So it's not a definitive tool, right? It's just all right. Ready?
Is it whatever? Okay.
All right, Michael.
No,
How often?
Michael.
How often do you have difficulty
For
sustaining
5
your
points.
attention?
How many what's?
How often do you have difficulty sustaining your attention while doing something for work, school, a hobby, or fun activity? Like remaining focused during lectures or lengthy reading or conversations.
All those things are. I have different attention spans too.
Often. How often are you easily distracted by external stimuli, like something in your environment or unrelated thoughts? Often. How often do you avoid, dislike, or are reluctant to engage in tasks that require sustained mental effort or thought? Often.
No.
How
He
often?
said no. He said no.
Shut your fucking mouth.
No.
You literally never like doing work.
I do
If
work.
you're how
You do
often
work.
Yeah.
You
How
do
often do you
work.
avoid, dislike, or are reluctant to engage in tasks that require sustained mental effort or thought?
Yeah, like playing
You have
video
to
games, right?
concentrate. You have to. Yeah, basically, it's
No,
telling
no,
you
no,
how-
no. That's
you have
not
to be
like
concentrating.
concentrating on a video game isn't same as like sustained mental effort. You know, because if it was sustained mental effort, then you'd be better at League of Legends. You know what I mean? But when you're playing for fun, you're just playing for fun. You know what I mean?
Nah, I mean,
I'm Emerald 3 now.
But if I'm playing good, but if I'm playing good and I'm getting a lot of kills, what does that mean?
Yeah, you got lucky. I don't know.
Oh, I'm like, I'm sustaining mental thought, dude.
All right. I'll put sometimes. Then. How often do you have trouble listening to someone, even when they're speaking directly to you, like your mind is somewhere else?
Half.
often.
Hey, you go what?
Half and half.
I'll put
half and
often.
half.
All right. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
How often do you have difficulty in organizing an activity or task needing to get done? As in poor time management, fail to meet deadlines, or difficulty managing sequential tasks. Often. How often do you fail to give close attention to details? Or
No,
make
it's
careless
because these
mistakes?
questions are asked because
Often.
I literally do it with some things and some things I really don't. That's the thing. It's different. It's different.
How often do you
things.
forget to do something?
Often.
Forget to do something you do all the time, such as missing an appointment or paying a bill.
Wait, what?
Often.
Say it. I didn't even fucking hear what
I
you
know.
said.
How often do you forget to do something you do all the time, such as missing an appointment or paying a bill?
Fucking all the time.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. How often do you lose, misplace, or damage something that's necessary in
Often.
order to get things done? How often do you have trouble following through on instructions or failing to finish schoolwork, chores, or duties in the workplace? Often.
Often.
How often are you unable to play or engage in leisure activities quietly?
Leisure activities?
Yeah,
Yes,
like
like
never,
playing
rarely,
game.
sometimes, often, right?
Driving.
How often do I play them?
How often are you unable to play or engage in leisurely activities quietly?
Not often. I
So,
mean,
rarely?
like I can play quietly often.
Okay.
What do you?
I put rarely.
Rarely.
How often do you have difficulty waiting your turn, such as while waiting in line? Often.
Oh, that's pretty often.
Yeah.
Fuck
I
that.
How
fucking
often do you
hate
feel
waiting
like
in
you're
line.
on the go, acting as if you're driven by a motor? You're unable to be or uncomfortable being still for an extended period of time, such as in a restaurant or a meeting.
Depends,
Often.
dude. It depends, dude. Because if I'm eating, I'm chilling. You get me? But if I'm sitting there waiting for somebody or doing something, then yeah,
Okay.
probably I'll get like.
How
shit.
often do you leave your seat in situations when remaining seated is expected, leaving your place in the office or workplace?
Not so much anymore.
I'll put rarely. Right. How often do you blurt out an answer before a question has been completed? Oh shit, that's me.
Wait, what?
How often do you blurt out an answer before a question has been completed, completing another person's sentence, or can't wait your turn in a conversation?
Oh, that happens pretty current.
Often.
Often.
How often do you feel restless, like you want to get out and do something?
Yeah.
Often. How often do you fidget or tap your hands or feet or squirm in your seat? Everyone's just watching Edward vibrate right now. Edward is already diagnosed though, so that doesn't count. How often do you find yourself talking excessively?
No, not
Rarely?
not rarely.
Okay. How often do you
I felt like I was sinking into the seat for a second.
How often do you interrupt or intrude on others, such as
Often,
butting into the conversation?
often.
Were several of the symptoms present prior to age 12?
Yeah.
Do the symptoms appear in at least 2 or more settings, like home and school?
Yeah.
Let's get the results. Your results. Attention deficit disorder, likely. You got 48 out of 58. So if you got 40 plus,
got an
attention
A plus.
deficit disorder, likely. The one time you get an A in your life.
That's the reward picture.
And now you're... Yeah, that was pretty much it. Now we're at the news. Danny Masterson.
Danny
What do you guys
Masterson.
think about Danny Masterson getting 30 to life?
Okay,
His
okay. Right
case.
now, I am on a little bit of a conspiracy chain
What you got?
because
Mila Kunis,
one of
Ashton
the-
Kutcher defending?
No. Because one of the defendants in that trial,
Yeah.
the one that didn't end up getting convicted, when she found out that that Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher wrote, the letter supporting him or whatever,
yeah.
she was like, I was there. Did you forget that I was there in February of 2003, I think it was. And like I was there, and that date's important because that is when one of Ashton Kutcher's ex girlfriends got murdered by a serial killer. And his prints were found at the scene. Like there was a whole trial thing, and he claimed during the time that he like just went up there and grabbed the thing afterwards. But now basically she's like, oh yeah, I was there, I remember everything, I was on speakerphone when you were telling the rapist guy's name, all the stuff. And then there's like the weirdness surrounding how like the guy who played Eric Foreman had wanted nothing to do with any of them. And like all that stuff. And so everyone's thinking that like the reason that Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, because it's not good like in view wise, especially because Ashton Kutcher has that whole charity thing about human trafficking. And so everyone's thinking that the motherfucker who plays Hyde, the rapist, has some sort of dirt on Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis.
Well, I
Everyone's
mean,
assuming-
I feel like it
'cause
would have
doesn't
come
make
out
sense
by
for
now.
them. It doesn't make sense for them to see. Well, not if only the three of them knew, or if the four of them, or whatever.
But that's what I'm saying. It should have come out by now, or he would have thrown them under the bus if he's already getting life prison. What would he care?
Well, because that's why he had them write the notes.
But it failed anyway.
Yeah,
So why wouldn't he have released it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
I'm gonna need some evidence for that,
I need
Edward.
some evidence for that. Yeah, exactly. No,
evidence,
it's not.
me
It's
boy.
nothing like that. It's just weirdness. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say that it's true or that it's not. It's just weird. That's it. That's as far as you can say with that. It's weird.
If you say so. Oh my God! I cannot get the sound. It sucks. Oh well. I guess one of these days we'll. One of these days. Let me see. Go to the sound page and download.
Yeah, and all we can do is wait to see if she does say anything or anything does come out. But it is weird.
The Dissy.
Then again, she could also know because it's a public thing that he was on trial during then, so she could just be saying random bullshit.
Yeah, trying to get her 5 minutes of fame. So I don't know. So UFC
Well,
fighter
to be fair, I
Lizzie
mean,
was something.
she did get raped, but yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking. I thought this was someone else.
No.
but it was a person inside of it.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's all we got. I don't know.
I don't
Whoa,
know. I don't
Morocco earthquake kills more than 2,000 and damages historic Marrakesh.
Just randomly typed in news into
25
Google.
minutes ago. What the
What?
fuck? Wait. No. 11 p.m. Friday. Oh, shit. A 6.8 magnitude earthquake shook Morocco after 11 p.m. Friday. So last night, basically, and this morning. Damn, at least 2,012 people were killed in 1404 in critical condition. Man, that sucks. No one can ever get a break.
No.
It's either
We had the
floods,
hurricane.
How did their
famine,
city
stuff.
look?
I mean,
Oh, there it
it's-
is.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So,
I was saying, like, how's their infrastructure look? Like,
No.
were they ready for earthquakes? Or
Of
no?
course. It's not,
No,
dude.
dude. It's
they're in
Morocco.
a third world country. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
They get
without-
earthquakes? Or is that a weird phenomenon thing?
No, only first world countries get earthquakes usually. 'Cause earthquakes.
I'm saying, is it in a
that
place?
they're prepared.
I'm saying, is it in an area where that gets earthquakes?
Yeah.
Yeah, tectonic plates. So, you know how those work, right? Science.
Oh,
Science.
God, fucking God.
Tectonic plates are the
Yes.
mantle in the Earth's
The
crust.
theory of tectonic plates.
Right? So no, these are observable phenomena.
Oh, yeah?
So
Show me them.
More than just a theory.
Yeah, show me them.
Show
I
me
don't
the
believe them.
tectonic
I can't
plates.
see the tectonic plates. Show me them.
All right.
That's not tectonic plate, dude.
They have them
That's
mapped
an
out.
image.
That's an
I can draw
image,
an
dude.
image,
Yeah, I
so-
can draw an image. Exactly.
See,
There you
I'm
go.
doing this ironically.
There you
I
go.
can't tell if you are.
You see that? You see
I'm
that?
half and half, dude.
That's a picture, half and half.
I'm half and half.
Never go
Like,
full
that's not a
retard.
real tectonic plate, dude.
That is.
That's just a mountain.
Show me right now underneath the ground
This is
where the
dirt.
tectonic plate
This is
is.
dirt. It's not a tectonic plate. This is dirt.
Dig until you get to it.
It's just the Earth, the core, the core of the giants that live inside the core of the Earth fighting
Yep.
each other.
On top of the turtle that holds the Earth as well.
Yeah.
The flat disc that is the
That
Earth.
is the Earth.
And you
On top of
cannot-
the turtle's back.
Exactly. You cannot get off of this flat disc. And the reason we know it's a flat disc is because
It's
flat
a disc with a ball at the bottom, dude.
Yeah, so it has the same properties as a sphere, but it doesn't actually. You see, the dome at the top is what scientists refer to as the round part of the Earth.
Yes.
But astronauts don't actually go to space. They're underwater.
Yes.
They're underwater the entire time. Remember, kids, stay in school, eat your vegetables, and the moon landing was real.
True. Dude, how crazy is that video though? Where he's like, "Oh yeah, we got the laser gyroscope, and it's gonna."
This will finally disprove that the Earth doesn't turn, and it's like they're watching the Earth turn in 15 degrees, and they're like, "Well, okay, no, we can't present this evidence."
I'm pretty certain. I'm not like saying the Earth isn't round or it isn't a planet. I think we're a planet. I think we're round. I think we're a thing. Yeah, but space. Like, I think we
What?
can go into the atmosphere and float around, but I don't
Okay,
know if
why
if
don't you think we can
outside
go
of
into
that
space,
is
man?
real?
Why don't you think we can go to space? What about
I don't
space is
know.
so unknown to us that like we can't compensate for it?
I feel
William-
like I know. No,
William
my
Shatner.
my whole thing was just this. It's just that if I can go, I can believe that the rainforest isn't real, but I can actually go to the rainforest and stand in it, and then be like, oh, it's here. I feel like until we can actually go out into space as regular
Look,
people, then that
I will
fully
now
won't
show
be gone.
you images of these people in space on
It
the
better
giant
not be
penis
just
rocket.
floating in the atmosphere, dude.
On the giant penis rocket. No, you see this? You see the curvature of the Earth?
yeah, they're
As they're in space, this is being fucking live streamed. This is absolutely fucking nuts.
That's still in the atmosphere.
yeah,
that's
no,
still in the
that's
atmosphere.
space.
No, that's
What-
still the atmosphere.
Okay, where is that then? Where are they?
In the atmosphere.
This is not in the atmosphere anymore. They're outside of
bet.
Earth's
Yeah,
atmosphere.
they're outside of Earth's
Bet.
atmosphere. Well, no, you can see the height.
if they
Where's
were
the height?
outside the Earth's
Yeah,
atmosphere,
look.
they were showing the height, the elevation.
that's
of the,
still
the thing.
inside the Earth's atmosphere. Look.
So altitude. Okay. They're
I'll
It
show
got
you.
to
I'll show you.
300,000 feet
How-
in the air.
Yeah. That's what I was
how
gonna find out.
far up is the atmosphere in feet? 400,000 feet. So the true height of the atmosphere is about 400,000 feet,
Mhm.
right? So let's see. How do you?
How do we know how high?
Okay,
we were
okay. 50 miles or 264,000 feet is atmospheric. Okay, so that's before you actually re-enter the atmosphere. You have to be at least 264,000 feet outside of it. Anyone higher than that is officially considered an astronaut because they're actually in space.
Okay.
So
and
they-
got
so
where were they?
300,000
They're
got
248. 200.
300,000,
They're
so
now
above that.
past that threshold. You
They're
see that
at
little number?
300,000.
No, they've already passed the 240 threshold. Oh, look.
That's the
But
240.
Boom,
when
they
they're
just
floating,
passed it.
when they're flying around, they're not flying up anymore.
They're,
What's the number
they're
at?
300,000.
They're at
300,000.
But didn't you just say it
300,000
needs to be 400,000
No.
to get out of it?
To consider
That's
true
the
space. But
official.
Yeah, that's what I'm
atmosphere,
saying.
right?
That's
But-
place out
no,
there.
listen, Linda. So technically, once you reach 248,000 feet into the air, that's space. You're crossing into space.
You're
For
an
the
astronaut.
true like complete release of, I guess,
gravity.
Outside of Earth.
of Earth's gravity, of Earth's like main pull, you have to go
400,000.
to 400,000. So there's a true one, and then there's like, okay, you're in space.
Yeah,
now,
because
and then
when
the
you're out
true
there, you're
one-
still on the gravity of Earth. You're still inside.
Yeah, but you're outside of
atmosphere.
the atmosphere already.
Yeah.
You're already past the atmosphere.
Just 'cause you're
the
influenced-
atmosphere ends at 284,000 feet.
Just because you're influenced by a planet's gravity does not mean you're inside of the atmosphere. You can have.
So they
either
broke
or.
through that
Yeah, look.
Yeah,
what you
right
call it?
there.
The little the gravity the radiation how is
The
it
what?
called? Where they have to break through the certain
Radiation belts,
Ju- ju-
right?
Radiation belt, yeah.
look through the,
The Van Allen radiation belt is a zone of energized charged particles, most of which originate from solar wind. They're captured and held by that planet's magnetosphere, right? Earth has two such belts. Blah blah blah. Oh, there's a bunch actually. So if you see this, there's an inner radiation belt and an outer radiation belt with a magnetic axis. But you see how it's called a belt because it's not like a ring. It's like a little figure 8 around the Earth. And we know this because we've observed it, right?
Even if you're in the outer radiation belt, you're far into space by then.
Yeah, you're in space.
Yeah.
And we have you want to see pictures of Mars where the rover actually went into Mars and stuff like that?
yeah.
We literally have pictures of Mars. Look at this. It's crazy.
That's a rover, dude.
And I know that dumb bitch mentioned the Mars face.
Yeah.
But we can actually let's see.
that's such an old.
Yeah, Cydonia, right, is a region
Yeah.
on planet Mars that has attracted both scientific and popular interest. It has an albedo feature, right? It's a large area which shows a contrast in brightness or darkness with adjacent areas. And the area borders the plains, blah, blah. So it has a region of small hills or knobs. And so it contains the face on Mars. It was first imaged in detail by the Viking 1 and Viking 2 orbiters. So
Yeah, but also your
But
brain
it's-
is really
it's
good
shadow.
at your
It's a
brain is
shadow.
really good at pattern recognition, and your brain is trained to notice faces wherever you go because it's more safe to be able to notice a face than to not.
Oh, look, they actually have an updated image. Look
Yeah,
at that. Look.
Oh, it's still kind of it does
This
look like
does
a
not
face.
look like a face.
Yes, it does.
No, it
This
doesn't.
how does this look like a face?
How does that?
But again, because you're looking for it, right?
Yeah.
But
Man.
if I
Yeah,
see this
pattern
as a
recognition.
mountaintop, and take it like that, I understand that
It
it's
looks
a
like a
mountain
face.
range. This is the
Okay,
original
what's this right here? A
1976.
scar on the face?
That's a mouth. That's the nose where the mouse is
This?
at.
What is that? Yeah, is that a scar on the face?
Where are
No,
you?
that's
Well, look
clearly
where
a
the mouse
ridge.
is. Where the mouse is. Look, that's mouth, nose, eye. Mouth, nose, eye. Mouth,
No.
nose, eye. Eye.
Eye,
Eye,
at this
nose,
quality
mouth.
of the image?
Bam. Yeah, like that.
No.
See, but
I
the
don't
thing
see
is,
it.
remember, this is 1976 picture, and this is a 2001 picture and 2007
And they look
picture.
completely different.
Yeah.
It's just more clear image. No shadow on the one on the right. It's
That's the point. The shadow is what causes the
Yeah.
optical illusion.
with like the shadow that it does cast still,
Mhm.
or whatever the
Because those are the ridges there. Those are the ridges
shape
there.
or whatever that is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still making a face-ish
Oh,
shape.
okay, but we know that this is not alien in origin.
Yes.
No, sure. I don't. Yeah, but it still looks like a.
Well, it's because that dumb
Face.
bitch on your video mentioned it. That's why they were like,
Oh.
and the face of Mars, and it's like, okay, really, you're gonna.
Something that was disproven like 40 years ago.
20 actually, 2001, 22 years ago. But yeah, it was William Shatner was super sad and stuff, and he was like, because he was like, we're all in one.
I think the
You just saw a
Earth. I think the
video.
Earth's a globe. I think the Earth's a round thing. And
You
it's
just saw the
floating.
video of
But
space.
outer space. I don't know.
You just saw the video space. They just reached it.
No, they
Once
were
they gave you
outside
the
of.
thousand.
They were
Actual video.
outside of the outer.
Yeah, they gave you an
outside
actual
of.
video.
Yeah. Damn
we
it.
can
Damn
we
it,
can
Andres.
actually
You
watch a
destroyed
live
everything.
stream of the ISS.
Oh, that's true. The International Space Station.
Look at that. International Space Station. So let's see where it's loss of signal, blah blah. All right, so
But that's.
it's just a lot of black,
it's
blah blah
na-
blah. Where's the highlight?
It's NASA
part?
footage.
Yeah,
It can just be. They can just put whatever. Like
they
hypothetically,
can
you
just
know.
put whatever. Oh, it's
do you have any
night?
proof of that?
No.
Do you,
Do you have
was
any
there
proof that this? Yeah, you do. You
Why
need
would
a-
there be?
I
How
have-
would there be proof of them?
I have-
faking
you would have
something?
proof of tampering. Whenever you tamper with something, there's proof, evidence that you doctored it. There's evidence.
What
that you
about
did
the
this.
wires that
That's
they
how we can
show
do
when
that
they're
with
in
the
space and
motherfuckers
stuff
that
like
always
that?
show aliens,
And the
'cause we can
things
tell
that
it's a
that
PNG.
warp in and out of the frame, like when they're in space and they're showing.
Okay,
that they're
let's see.
in space.
Wires on astronauts, right? Let's ISS wire pulling, right? Debunked. Literally debunked, right? Wait, let me raise the volume all the way so you guys can hear this.
Wait, I know. Not. Don't
Watch.
put a fucking dick just putting on cables. Show the videos that the astronauts are using.
Look, yeah.
What about the other ones of them fading in and out of the frame?
Let's find out.
Let's find out. Let's find out.
Because this guy. So, comparing ISS time lapses to weather records. Look at that.
I'm saying
Confirming
play
ISS
the
altitude.
video. Play the video, not
he
some
did.
dick.
He
Some
did play the video. He did. He played the motherfucking video.
played- the other
And
video.
if you played it for a few more seconds, you would have seen it, as
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
himself pointed out.
just because you can have two people doing one thing here with wires, doesn't you think it's impossible for two other people at a different time or maybe at a different point in the video?
So she also
to
had
do it?
wires on the chains?
Yeah, on the chains. Every single chain. Every
Maybe
single
they can
groove
be
on the
put up
chain.
in a different
And her
angle.
hair also had wires?
Yeah.
What?
How was her hair floating?
The hair they can be put, if you're in a plane that can drop at altitudes and then
So they're
when it-
falling the whole time. They're
So
recording with no visible
they're
shaking.
Simulating, yeah,
there's
they're
there's no
simulating
shaking
zero
in
gravity.
those videos either. If
So
they
they're
can
simulating zero gravity, even though they're very clearly in the ISS.
Yeah.
How are they very clearly in the ISS because they took a
Because-
video of it?
Because
So they green
Okay,
screened
okay.
it. Otherwise,
It can be a fucking
see,
What?
this is the thing. There's
What do you
never
call
enough
it?
evidence to convince someone that that.
I'm
doesn't
saying
take
until we
evidence,
can
for
go into
example.
space
No,
ourselves,
no,
we
no,
won't
no,
know.
no.
That's it.
No. Be clear.
Otherwise,
here.
it's just
there is
peop-
no way to convince someone that actively goes
here it
against
is.
empirical evidence.
Let's watch this.
Hello,
video.
everyone. Hope you're doing well, and thanks for joining us today. Now, a few weeks back, I put out a video that aimed to debunk the video clips which people claim prove the ISS is all fake. Now, there were several clips I'd looked at, some of which were part of montage videos, and unsurprisingly, my video received quite a bit of pushback. Some people accused me of cherry-picking the footage to avoid having to address the clips that they felt proved it was all fake.
Watch this.
Except as I pointed out in my original video, and I have to actually thank one of my Patreon backers for this because they messaged me recently as they're skeptical about NASA and wondered if I'd be prepared to make a video tackling some of the examples that they'd found online, so they sent me 6 clips, and here we are. They sent me the videos and included the specific parts that they wanted me to address. I just looked at the bits that they'd asked me to. So the only cherry picking that took place was from them selecting which parts particularly made them question things. But it seems most of the pushback I received from that video was actually targeted at this particular clip. So today I'm going to delve into people's responses and show hopefully once and for all why it can't possibly be fake and that it was actually done in space. Check out. So this clip was taken from a broadcast during mission STS-135, which incidentally was the last ever flight of the space shuttle. The crew consisted of Commander Christopher Ferguson, seen here front left, shuttle pilot Doug Hurley next to him, and behind them are mission specialists Sandra Magnus and Rex Walheim. And the conspiracy theorists bring up 2 points of contention with this clip. Sandra Magnus's hair sticking up, which we'll address later on, but the main one is the moment where Chris Ferguson does a backwards roll. The claim is that the astronauts are actually in a studio wearing a wire harness to create the appearance that they're floating, and that when Chris does the backwards roll, firstly, Rex reaches up out of frame to try and grab a wire or something, although there's no evidence to back this up because we can't actually see what he's aiming for because it's out of frame. In fact, STS-135 did a tour video of the space station during their mission, and they showed the compartment where this video was shot. And you can see they've got wires and computers stuck all over the place. So it's quite possible that Chris's foot was potentially going to hit something and Rex was just reacting to it. The main contention though comes as Chris begins drifting off to the left of the frame and Doug reaches out to pull him back into frame. And the conspiracy theorists say at that moment Doug is actually grabbing a wire, which is why his hand gets pulled the way it does. I mean, for starters, if Chris is wearing a wire harness here, as he does the roll, you would expect to see his clothes moving around as he does so, but we don't see any of that. Now, when we view a higher quality version of the footage, you can see that Doug actually grabs Chris's pocket with his little finger. So he is actually directly holding Chris. But people argue that the rest of his hand is still acting as though it's grabbing a wire. Now, we can see that Doug isn't looking over to Chris when he reaches out. He's keeping his eyes looking fairly forward, probably looking at a monitor just off to the side that they're using as a reference for their framing. So he's aiming instinctively to try and grab Chris, meaning he'll just try and grab at Chris's clothing, and this will be tensing all of his fingers. But only his little finger actually catches anything. That finger will get pulled out, and his whole arm will snag, while the rest of his fingers remain fairly gripped, creating the appearance that he's grabbing at a wire. People have repeatedly claimed you can see the wire, except you can't. You can see a hand that's behaving similar to it grabbing a wire, but you can't physically see a wire there. But that explanation didn't fly with some people who argued, no, Doug Hurley is clearly grabbing a wire. However, a big problem with the idea of there being a wire there is that he's doing a roll whilst holding a wired microphone. Meaning that if there was a cable attached to his hip, then as his hip comes up and over, the harness wire would tangle with the microphone cable. And yet, he finishes the roll and the microphone cable is still freely moving around. And the microphone cable is floating, which if it were on Earth, it would be pulling down towards the ground. Well, I mean, maybe the microphone didn't actually have a cable. Maybe it was added in later as CGI. Seems overly complicated though. Why not just say it was a radio mic so it didn't need a cable? I'd also highlighted that all 4 astronauts are floating, so all 4 would need harnesses and cables, which would then very likely cause all of the cables to become tangled with each other. They wouldn't have 2 cables each either. Harnesses to get such movement to resemble weightlessness wouldn't be just a pair of cables at the hip, because the moment you try and do a roll, you're still going to rotate fast because of gravity. To have a slow, controlled roll like this requires wires in the upper bar of the body and the legs as well. That's 4 lots of those all together would cause absolute carnage. Someone suggested that the astronauts were maybe shot in 2 pairs separately. So they'd say film Chris and Doug together in front of a green screen, and then film Sandra and Rex afterwards and choreograph their movements to coincide with Chris and Doug's footage. But that would then mean that this wasn't done live, and instead would have had to have gone through extensive amounts of editing to put it all together. There's also no evidence in this footage of separate clips being overlaid. You can see in the shadows the moving on the back wall as Chris does his roll. Now, it seems incredible that editors went into that much detail to render correct lighting and reflections in the laptop, but nobody thought to edit out Doug grabbing a wire or even just make Chris reshoot the roll so Doug didn't need to grab a harness cable. Another suggestion I saw a few people put forward to explain away the problem of the astronauts' cables all tangling was that maybe it was shot in a zero-G plane. Except a zero-G plane wouldn't need a harness, so therefore that voids the idea that Doug is grabbing a harness in the first place.
That's just
the other problem with that idea is that zero-G flights only create weightlessness for about 20 seconds.
Just because you're using one thing,
did you hear what he said?
Apollo
Did you hear what he
13
said?
was
Listen,
shot
listen.
using
Listen to what he
zero-G
says.
flights for their space scenes.
Listen to what he says.
But that had to use a lot of regular camera cuts to mask the different takes.
Yeah, in an old movie. You think in modern movies wouldn't have updated versions of their technology already?
This,
While
however,
it's live?
is
How are they
one
gonna do the
shot,
edits
What do you
one
mean
camera
while it's
angle
live?
with
That was a
there's
live
clear
broadcast.
changes
all
of
the
positions
time.
of
You
it.
can
live-
put anything
that was-
live.
that
You can
was-
put anything
that was
live.
a live broadcast.
Much
That was
less
a
there
live
being a
feed.
cut
That was a live
every
feed.
20
Question.
seconds.
You can
Yes.
yeah.
So
Now,
they're
lots of
interacting
people
in
drew
person.
attention to
How
Sandra's
are
Why do
they
you
gonna
think?
edit
Why do you
the
think they
videos?
always have
Sticking
lag in
straight
between
up.
those live
Look,
broadcasts where
people
they take
claim
like
that
at
she's
least
got a
like
ton of
a minute
hairspray
to reply?
You see, this is what I mean.
cause
No
it to stick
evidence,
up
no
and give
material
the
evidence would be
impression
enough.
that she's in space. Now, the fact is, on
doing
Earth,
multiple things,
gravity would pull the hair down.
Because
In
all we can do
weightlessness,
as
the
people
hair
is,
will
is
float
be
and sit
observational and
wherever you
take them
put it.
further.
No, we're
worse.
seeing it right here. We're being observational.
Yeah,
See how much
observational of
better
what they're
the
giving
makes
us,
my hair
but
look?
we can't actually go out there and record ourselves.
I'm just
Watch.
joking. It still stands up straight. It doesn't matter where you are. It's always going to stand up straight while you're up in space.
So I was doing some digging and I've actually managed to find the original full broadcast that this video came from. It took place on day 7 of the mission, and this for me in its entirety absolutely destroys any notion
And
of
this
it
nigga's
being
acting
fake.
like there's no such thing as hair
We can
product
see
that'll make
at
your
the
hair
start
be
of the
certain ways.
broadcast, Sandra
He just
actually
went over
has
that.
her hair
He
tied
literally
back.
just went over that if you listen.
Throughout the stream, we can see there are many interactions between all 4 astronauts as well, confirming that they were all together at the same time. Even at one point, Sandra puts the microphone cable straight across the top of Doug's head, so he can't be wearing a harness there, but he's still able to float around. Then about 12 minutes into the broadcast, Sandra removes her hair bobble and moves her hair around, both by shaking her head and playing with it with her hands. There is no way her hair would be able to move freely like this if it was drowned in enough hairspray to stick it up rigid on Earth. The one other thing about the roll
still on
clip
about
that
the
I
harness.
later
Okay,
noticed
might
was
not
that
be a harness.
Sandra is wearing a chain around her neck, and you can see it is floating freely too. Now, having astronauts in a harness is one thing, but putting a chain in a harness seems a bit OTT. Some people, unsurprisingly, try to argue that it was all shot in front of a green screen, and so the chain was CGI. Except if you speak to anyone who has used a green screen, they will tell you a key part of making them work is having them lit evenly.
Now you want to make sure that this light isn't so bright
still on about
that you're
the harness.
casting a shadow onto your green screen or blue screen or whatever. However, that would introduce the second type of light you'll need, and that is the lights or light that you will use to actually light up your background. You need to be able to do the best you can to achieve one flat color behind you. A mistake I made was putting a light
We have
behind me
experience
and
with this.
shooting it up
How
just
hard
at
it is
one
to make the green
spot.
screen
It
work.
created a vignette, which is introducing too many
These
shades of
aren't amateur
color.
camera people.
There needs to be a consistent flat lighting to
But the
them.
basic functions of a
be
green
able
screen
to
remain the same.
accurately
With cameras
mask
from
them out
Walmart.
in
Wait,
editing
wait,
later.
Wait, watch.
If the lighting is uneven
let
or
him finish, let him
changing,
cook.
they are an absolute nightmare. And for starters, as I alluded to earlier, we can see their shadows are casting on the back wall. Usually you would want people standing far enough away from the green screen to avoid their shadows being cast. Moreover,
Yes,
in
using
the
modern
full
cameras
original
that
broadcast
you buy at the
footage,
store.
a few minutes after the whole wire grab saga, Sandra heads over to the back wall and actually opens the cover of one of the port windows to show space outside. And in doing so, we see a very dramatic change to the lighting within the cabin. If this was a green screen in a studio, that would play absolute havoc with the colours and the editing. In fact, if you scan through the complete broadcast at speed, you can see there is a steady change to the overall lighting on the walls, and the left port window has a lot of light moving around it with a light source shining through the gaps around the edge. I wonder what that could be. Although for anyone curious,
If it
this
was
is
a
the
green
view from
screen in the
outside of that
studio.
window, and this
Oh,
is
yeah.
taken from the
If it was
STS
a green, nobody's saying
135 tour
that. That
video.
can be a whole set.
A
It can
bunch
be a
of
whole
people on your
set. It can be a whole set.
A bunch of people on your
All
side just
told,
said
the
that.
constantly fluctuating lighting
Could be
is
a
the
set and then
last
just
thing
the-
that you
just the
would
image
see
behind
with a green
the
screen
windows
in
or green
such a
screen.
confined space, and would cause serious problems with trying to mask out all of those wires and any shadows or reflections that they might have cast. If this was a studio shoot, so much would be done differently. The lighting would be consistent, the people would have either been spaced apart or not be allowed to do any acrobatics, and things wouldn't have been added in unnecessarily, such as microphone cables or necklaces. And funnily, the hair that many people are convinced is proof it's all fake, when put into the context of the complete video, rather than just a cherry-picked snippet, actually proves this footage must have been shot in space, because hair can't behave like that on Earth. And the whole clip is going on far too long for it to have been done in a zero-G plane. And I think that's a good place to draw this video to a close. Once again, thank you to Squarespace for their continued support, and you'll find their offer down below. As always, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments down there as well. While you're down there, if you enjoyed this video and you haven't already done so, then please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons, and then hopefully, we'll see you in the next video.
So
Also, since talking about that Apollo
Squarespace.
7 was such an old movie, put the Tom Cruise one, because Tom Cruise did how do
I
you
think
call
that
it?
was Apollo 7.
Yeah,
Tom Cruise. Wait, Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise in space?
no, Tom Cruise in one of the Mission Impossible movies. They filmed in a zero G plane.
Let me see. Oh, so Tom Cruise is gonna go into space for his Dead Reckoning Part 2. You listening, Michael?
Going into space.
Zero-G
Yeah, Tom Cruise going into space.
plane. Yeah. So zero G flights work. The Mummy, plane crash scene. The Mummy, zero gravity.
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, well,
Oh, it's not Mission Impossible. It's the Mummy,
it's the
but
Mummy, right?
yeah.
But that
And you can see how like the function, like the way that they film it, it's still very similar to how they did it with Apollo 7.
Yeah.
Because you need all those cables to move around. He filmed it that exact same way. That's like what a 4-year-old movie, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 6 years ago.
6 years ago. Yeah.
6 years, not an old ass movie, a
Yeah.
really recent movie, and they filmed it the same way.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, all of the claims that his commenters were saying are easily disproven, right? Because we know that they're up there, and you can actually see the ISS through your.
That was all
telescope.
just he was just telling us his observational input. That's all he was really saying.
No. What the scientists are showing through their live
Yes.
streaming, because they are again
Providing evidence.
live streaming from space.
Yes, you want to trust them and for
No,
what
it's
they're
providing
giving
evidence.
them.
It's providing evidence. You
Right,
have to be able to prove that they're lying
Edward.
otherwise, because the evidence is overwhelmingly in favor of the fact that they
Correct.
are there.
Correct. But also, again, this isn't even me going trust the government. I'm saying you don't trust these scientists who have multiple PhDs who've been studying for this thing for their entire life, who have to get into shape and do rigorous studies and do multiple tests to do this once in a lifetime sort of opportunity. You're saying their credentials are useless.
What about their credentials, dude? Nobody's talking about their credentials.
Yeah, you are.
I know,
because you're
I
saying
am.
all these people that have earned this this level of credibility are lying to you bold-facedly, because you're saying they're on the set. They're saying they're faking it.
And you're saying we're just taking their word for it. Yeah, I take the word of scientists. You're right.
You take the word of what they're
Of scientists,
what they record,
of
what
the
they
things
show
with
us.
evidence, of things with evidence,
Which is fine.
Not
You can take-
baseless
I take
conspiracy
it with a
theories.
grain of
Not
salt. That's it,
baseless
because-
conspiracy
Okay,
theories.
but why do you take it with a grain of salt? Where's the salt coming
Because
from?
I can't go up there and check the camera, make my own cameras, and
So-
go check
so
myself.
your
germs-
feelings are more important than
Correct.
facts.
It's not a fact,
It's,
Edward.
it's a
just
fact.
it's
It's
there.
a fact. No,
there.
it's a fact.
It actually is a fact
It
that they're
a
in
fact.
space.
It's a
That
fact
is
that
a
they're in
fact
space.
that they're in
It is a
space.
fact that they're in space.
It is provable fact that they're in space.
How?
Yes.
Because these
Oh, sorry.
people
No,
have gone
that they
into
were
space.
in space while they were filming that.
Correct.
It is a provable fact that they were in space while filming that.
Because of
Because
all
they
the
filmed it
evidence
and
that
then
we
they
have.
showed
can
it.
prove
They
this.
filmed it with their
We proved
cameras
it.
and
And
their
actually-
technology,
and
and then gave it to you and their and by
we can
their
prove it.
data.
Okay,
Yes.
where's the evidence that they faked it? Just give me that. Where's the
Yeah.
evidence that they faked it? We just debunked all this stuff. So where's the concrete evidence that they faked it?
There is no evidence that they faked it, but there's no evidence.
Exactly, perfect.
But there's no
perfect.
evidence
That
that-
is exactly.
but there's
what-
no evidence that they went
that
up there
is
either.
exactly what
There's no
we
evidence
call
that went up
fake.
there either.
That's what we call fake news. Okay, that is what we call.
There's no
fake
proof
news
that they
here.
went up there either.
Baseless.
Okay,
That did
baseless
what they did, and they're
conspiracy
doing
theories
and they
with no
record what
evidence.
and they record what
So
they
what were
did.
these
It's
videos?
real.
What were these videos?
That it's
what were
real.
these videos? No. Where are these? What are these videos?
100%.
Then?
100%
Can
it
you
can't
prove?
be.
Can you prove that they are fake? Can you prove that they are fake?
It sounds like a
Can
no
you
to
prove?
me.
Can you prove that God isn't real?
Well, also, it's not up to me because I'm not the one.
Because
Yeah,
until
it's
you
not-
die,
no,
until you
the
actually
burden of proof-
die,
no,
until
the
you
burden of
die
proof-
and
no,
check
no,
yourself,
because the
you
burden
won't
of proof
know.
is not on me.
Until we
Again,
go into
that is
space
on
and
you.
go up there,
If
we
you wanna
won't
say
know
that
ourselves
God,
either.
No, if you want to say that God is real, you have to be able to provide that evidence.
Yeah.
This is the same thing.
We just provide you evidence that they.
No,
went
it's not
The bur-
evidence.
the
It's just
burden of
them.
proof is
It's
on
just
you.
them.
No.
It's just
The
them
burden-
giving
the
you,
burden-
just giving
the
you
burden of
evidence.
proof. The burden
But it's
of-
whatever
no,
they
no,
want.
no, no.
It's their proof.
Evidence-
It's their.
evidence
It's
is-
their.
no, no,
It's
no,
their
no.
data.
No,
It's
no.
their
All right.
information.
If you
It's
want-
their
no, no, no,
cameras.
bro,
It's
no,
their
no, no,
work.
because
It's
the
nobody
burden-
else's
the burden of
observational
proof
thing.
is on you. You have to
done.
be able
They're
to
done.
prove
This is gonna go on
that
for
that's
3
wrong.
hours.
Until we can
You
go
have
up
to
there
get into this.
ourselves.
We're
No,
getting
no,
into
Until
three
we go
no.
up
You
there,
have to be able to
it
prove that
cannot
it's
be
fake.
an
The
absolute.
burden of
It cannot
proof
be an
is on
absolute
you.
truth.
The
It cannot.
We're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. Now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday. Bye, my friends. We'll see you next week. And now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday.